So, for a lot of teams, the 2014 NFL season is halfway over, and I bring to you now my recap of what was week number 8 of the 2014 NFL season. Hopefully, a slightly abridged, abbreviated version this week. Later this week, I will actually be giving you my midseason awards: MVP, Coach of the Year, Rookies of the Year, so on and so forth. So, let me dive right into the winners and losers of this week, and then some of this real standout kind of shining stars, if you will. I'll go to the winners first. I look at the New Orleans Saints. Here's a team that got themselves at least temporarily back on a little bit of the right winning track. I mean, they owned the Packers on Sunday night. The Packers were a hot team heading into New Orleans, and that Saints team is an entirely different team at home as opposed to on the road. They figured out that they need to run the ball more. Their defense showed up a little bit, and they ended up winning going away from the Packers. And in that division, even with a record of 3-4, the Saints are right in the mix. Best believe they have just as much of a chance as anybody, perhaps even more so than anybody not named the Carolina Panthers, to win that lousy ass NFC South this year. So that makes them winners. Free playoff spots for 8 wins. Yippee! The Arizona Cardinals. This is a team that I haven't given nearly the respect or credit that they deserve. A win is a win in the NFL, and a win against a 5-1 Philadelphia Eagles team is a quality win, no matter how it comes. This is an Arizona Cardinals team that is 2 games up in their division. This is an Arizona Cardinals team that is battling injuries, yet still finding ways to win. Bruce Arians, to me, is definitely one of the best coaches in the National Football League, one of the most well coached teams that I've seen all year long. Same thing with last year. And, with young players like Dalen Buchanan and John Brown stepping up and making big plays in huge spots, this Arizona Cardinals team is legit. And then I got to go with the Washington Redskins. Who the hell saw that coming on Monday night? I mean, they go into Dallas and beat a team that many viewed as the best team in the National Football League with their third string quarterback in Colt McCoy. No matter how you splice it, no matter how you spin it, that's an impressive win for the Redskins. It doesn't necessarily save their season, but it's at least something to feel good about that they have already equaled their win total from last year and did it by winning in Dallas against a 6-1 team with your third string quarterback. Now let's go to some of the losers for this week. You got to go with the Atlanta Falcons. I'm surprised Arthur Blank just didn't leave Mike Smith in London. Holy Christ, how the hell do you go up 21-0, be up that by that total at the half, and find a way to screw the pooch and lose to the Detroit Lions, who didn't really have anybody at tight end and were missing Megatron on offense? How do you give that up? How do you screw the pooch that badly? Now the Falcons are 2-6. In theory, they're still technically in the playoff race in the NFC South, but realistically, they're not. The team's heading in the wrong direction, and Mike Smith probably should already be fired, but it might not be too much longer. You got to look at the New York Jets, man. That was ugly. Geno threw 3 picks in the first quarter. Michael Vick came in. He turned over the ball 3 times. Rex Ryan doesn't know what the fuck he's doing. It's time to shit can his ass. I mean, they got embarrassed by the Buffalo Bills. You make this big splashy move, adding Percy Harvin, and then, of course, Percy being Percy gets hurt after only a little bit of playing time and surely was in no hurry to get back into the game. But it wouldn't have mattered because the Jets suck. They're exactly who the hell I told you. 1-7. They're still banging away to get the number 1 overall pick in next year's draft. But to me, the biggest losers of the week have to be the Chicago Bears. Coming off an embarrassing performance at home against the Dolphins where they got steamrolled and they were too busy fighting with each other and the fans after the game to be bothered to apparently fight against the Dolphins during the game. They followed that up by going to Foxborough and getting boat raced 51-23. They were down 38-7 at the half. This so-called elite offense put up 7 points in the first half, has failed to score 30 points in any game this year. The Chicago Bears defense gave up 44 of those 51 points. That's terrible. It's one of the worst teams in the National Football League, especially because so many people believe that they have so much talent. Well, if they have so much talent, where is it? Or why isn't it showing up? No. The Bears are overpaid, overaged, overhyped, and most definitely over-fucking rated. They are exactly who the hell I said they were. I can't remember a time, again, that I've been so ashamed and embarrassed of a Bears team. Even the end of the Wanstead years. They sucked, and I knew they were going to suck, but usually I thought they played hard. This team isn't even playing hard. They're quitting before the game has even started. you can instantly tell based off of the body language of that team early on whether or not it's going to be a good day or a bad day. That's terrible. What a joke and what an embarrassment. And now some of the stars from week number 8. You got to go to Big Ben, over 500 passing yards and 6 touchdowns. Who the hell saw that coming? The Steelers, a kind of 4-3 team, sit there and put up 51 points on the Indianapolis Colts, whose defensive pass month have been playing at a really high level. Big Ben, 500 plus yards, 6 touchdowns. The star of the week. Mark Ingram, another big star, 176 yards rushing, found the end zone. The Saints realized, hey, maybe we need to start running the fucking ball more. You think? Now you got Mark Ingram back, and he was definitely a force and a factor for the Saints as they got back on the winning track and find themselves at 3-4, right back in the thick of things in the NFC South. I also got to look at DeMarco Murray in the losing effort. I mean, this guy to me right now is the clear-cut offensive player of the year and probably the MVP at the halfway point. Over 200 yards from scrimmage. DeMarco Murray has been an absolute man beast, and what better time to do it than in a contract year, that's for sure. Another star that really stood out would have to be the Patriots offense in general. Yeah, it came against the Bears defense, but what does that really say? But it's not even just so much Tom Brady, who had a monster day himself, but it was Rob Gronkowski and Brandon LaFell really showing well for themselves and, really making some big plays in the passing game for Tom Brady. And Tom Brady really seeming to develop a chemistry, as the game went along, especially in the case of Brandon LaFell. If Brady starts to believe in LaFell and he keeps making big plays, it's a big if, and Gronk stays healthy and continues to make the big plays that he's making, this is a very scary Patriots team the rest of the season. They get a whole new dimension on offense, bottom line. So that's it. My winners and losers, and the Bears being the biggest losers of the fucking week. That was terrible. And then some of my stars. Let me know who you thought were the winners and losers and biggest stars from week number 8 of the 2014 NFL season down below.